When Queen Elizabeth II died last year, a new hashtag started trending on Twitter. Hashtag Kohinoor. Netizens believed that now was the right time to return it. The Kohinoor has come up in the news many times in the last few years. It's the star of Britain's crown jewels. But the Indian gem has a bloody history of colonial conquest, like most of Britain's royal jewels. The Kohinoor was mined in central southern India. It was believed to have been 793 carats uncut. In the next few hundred years, it changed hands multiple times. Maharaja Singh brought it back to India in the 1800s. This after taking it from the Afghan leader Shah Shuja Durrani. The East India Company got hold of the stone in the late 1840s, after they forced the 10-year-old Maharaja DULEEP to surrender his possessions. The Kohinoor was then given to Queen Victoria, and since then it has remained with the royal family. But Queen Elizabeth's death sparked calls for the stone's repatriation. Traditionally, the Kohinoor has featured at many coronations, including that of King George VI in 1937. But this time, CAMILLA has decided not to include the contested jewel in her coronation crown, a sign of how these jewels have become a symbol of Britain's colonial past.
When the British got it, they put it into the Great Exhibition of 1851. And it became, for the Victorians, a symbol of the conquest of India. Just as today, for post-colonial Indians, it's a symbol of the colonial looting of India, which is why they want it back.
But the Kohinoor wasn't the only jewel that was stolen or looted. Others include the likes of the Great Star of Africa diamond. It's the world's largest diamond and weighs around 530 carats. It was mined in South Africa in 1905. It is said to have been stolen by the British. It is set in the royal sceptre that King Charles III will hold at his coronation. And Africans want it back.
I also believe it should be brought back home, because at the end of the day, they took it from us while they were oppressing us. They never just took it from us, they took it while they were oppressing us. So I believe, yes, that all the items that the British or all the colonial countries taken from Africa, not just South Africa itself, needs to be brought back.
To King Charles, I think it would be right for him to ascend his throne, ensuring that he's showing a sign of hope to us Africans, those who were previously colonized well, not by him directly, but by his predecessors. And I think if he wants to be a recognized monarchy, a respected monarchy by the African people, it would be wise of him to return what was taken from us without our consent.
Other such stolen jewels include Tipu Sultan's ring. It was allegedly taken by the Britishers from his slain body. This was after he lost the battle against them. The jeweled gold ring was sold for £145,000 to an unidentified bidder. The royal family website describes crown jewels as ceremonial treasures which have been acquired by English kings and queens. But the truth is that stealing and looting isn't the same as acquiring.
The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.